Okay, well, we'll get started because I appreciate everybody who has signed in coming online so we can walk you through our GDS seminar. My name is John Clune. I'm the Director of Sales for STAAH Australia, and one of my key roles is the GDS development for STAAH within Australia, New Zealand and other countries as well. I've had 7 years with STAAH. I have had senior management, sales and marketing positions with major hotel companies, and while in those roles I developed GDS relationships for hotels, particularly with what we know as consortium, and I manage the relationship between STAAH and SAAH. Before we get underway, if you've got any questions, we're happy to take them at the end, or you can leave a comment and we will have time at the end of this for any questions and comments. All participants are muted when they come in, so we can roll quickly through this for you. And feel free to reach out to me past this webinar, and my details are displayed at the end. Just a bit of background on STAAH. We now have over 6,000 properties in 80 countries, and you can see the footprint that we have globally, and that includes our channel management, booking engine, and the various solutions we offer, including GDS. The STAAH ecosystem is basically a quick roadmap here where you start with the STAAH channel manager. We have booking engines, we have instant websites, gift vouchers, we have conversion booster solutions for booking engines, and we have STAAH GDS on this line here. We connect to all the GDS systems, and I want to talk to you today about how you can get the best out of your GDS, whether you're using STAAH GDS or another system. For those of you who already are familiar with GDS, I ask you to just be patient while I take you through the next couple of slides. The GDS is often used by a travel agency to see real-time information and data, availability of hotel rooms, flights and rental cars. There are 4 major GDS systems. All travel agents use one of these, and it's Sabre, Amadeus, Galileo, Travelport and WorldSpan. Each of them has different footprints in different geographical markets. The big 3 in Australia and New Zealand are Sabre, Amadeus and Galileo, and WorldSpan has a bigger footprint, tends to have a bigger footprint up in Europe. For the most part, hotels connect to GDS networks via a GDS provider, and in this case we'll use SAAH as an example. There are others. One's called Rec Online, one is called Travel Click, etc. Why is GDS important to your business? It attracts business travellers and government travellers, and in Australia we have local, state and federal levels of government, so there is an enormous amount of business within those 3 portfolios. The GDS provides a single point of access for thousands of travel agents across the globe. The numbers vary, but you can pretty much assure there's around about 500,000 travel agents globally. It offers a balanced distribution with the other OTAs, not in difference to them, but in addition to them, such as Expedia, Booking.com, hotels combined. The reason GDS is beneficial to many properties, the bookings often involve multiple night stays, giving a better average length of stay and a better average daily rate. How do you get the best out of the GDS? The first thing is to make sure, it doesn't matter who you're using as your host, these rules apply. Getting your listing details correct and complete by having loaded your location details, as many amenities and facilities as you can, your room descriptions, and we'll touch more on that shortly, and property and room images. Again, we will have more information on that, and making sure that your rates are competitive. Competitive to your local competition, hotels and motels, and competitive compared to what rates you're putting out through the OTAs. Focus on what the business traveller needs. The importance of room descriptions. You have to assume that the travel agent knows nothing about your property or city. The agent could well be in another state or another country. Having good descriptions makes it easier for them to know about your property and be able to recommend it to the client they're booking. You can see here, this is a wireframe provided by our friends at Sabre Strokes and Nexus, and these are critical. This is making sure that you've got some header that attracts them, best rate guaranteed or bonus offer, whatever it might be. That's their first line of attention. The second line, it is important, and it carries 2 lines of 47 characters each. This comes up and you'll see it on a screenshot in a minute. And if the agent drills in more deeply, they come up with 4 lines of 47 characters each. Each one of these 3 sections should be completed. If you don't, that's a choice you make, but it makes it more difficult for the travel agent to understand your property and know about it and recommend it. When the agent looks, excuse me, at their screen, and we're looking at the Sea Hotel here in Wellington, you can see this is the capture note here, best available rate. And then it's the 2 lines of 47 characters, double room, queen bed, express breakfast, TV, coffee, etc. That's the snapshot they see right off the bat. And if they drill further with what they call more detail, here's what they see. All these lines here, which were the initial 2, and then there's a shower, alarm clock, etc. And more detail with coffee making on an ironing board. So this agent would be able to see in full detail what the room descriptions are for the different rates available for the Sea Hotel. In addition, the importance of room images is critical. Now, I want to raise this point with you all because not all GDS hosts will offer this, and not all will, even if they do, will give it to you included in the fees you pay. You will pay more as a hotel. But they are important, again, for the agent to be able to show their client what the internals and externals of your properties look like. Use external images, your best ones, room images, public areas, your pool, restaurant and gym. If you want a tip on the size of the images, use your images from your booking.com listing. They are set at around about 1,000 pixels wide by about 670 to 700 pixels high. They are a perfect size for what you should do, and having your images loaded in the GDS. You're going to often say, well, I've only got majority of my rooms at deluxe or deluxe spas. What room rates should you offer? There are 3 levels of rates you can load into the GDS for those rooms you want to list. BAR, or your best available daily rate for the GDS to book. They're the normal public offerings and usually are commissionable at 10%. The next opportunity, if you join a consortium, we'll touch on that in a moment, or a travel management company and be in their preferred program, you can offer a special rate for the major agents to book. They may include value added, such as room upgrade, or that the program participation is required to be in it. Either way, you have to be in the program to make such offers to them. Once you're in a negotiated program or preferred program, you'll have the opportunity to submit requests for proposals. And these are what are called negotiated rates. They are rates that are usually offered via the RFPs, and if successful, are loaded for a unique agent viewing and booking. What I mean by that is if you're talking flight centre travel agents, and there is a negotiated rate for one office, because that is the client that they have, it is only that travel agent, flight centre travel agent office who can view and book your negotiated rates. It's a very powerful program to be in, and you can choose. We'll show you again in a moment how you make your selection for being involved with consortia or travel management companies. That leads to what room type should I offer as a hotel to be in the GDS. Load the rooms which appeal to the business travellers. They like workspace or desks. They all would like at least a queen bed. In Australia and New Zealand, we have a double bed, queen bed, king beds. You want to have a queen bed or a king bed offering for a business traveller. Make sure they've got free Wi-Fi, phone chargers if possible, mini bars, good coffee, iPod machines. Try and offer them a quiet room, away from the street if you're on a main road. A big selling point is promote security to female guests. They often travel alone and want security in their room, and those that can order room service meals view your hotel favourably. Hair dryers, irons and ironing boards. All these facilities are the most common ones that a business traveller, whether they're staying one night or multiple nights, and if they see all of these offerings and they enjoy their first stay, if they're coming back to your destination, they are likely to book you again without a lot of consideration. Okay, a couple of scenarios. I'm a regional motel or a hotel. Should I join the GDS? Is there much business? Well, we can extract reports from our colleagues at STAAH for regional areas showing you the number of room nights that are booked. Regional example is Bendigo, Victoria. And they can give us, and then we pass it on to you, the history of reservations, room nights, the room numbers, and the average lead time for the booking. And I think this is relevant because you can see here that through 2018, it's around about 11, 12, 13, 14, 17 days lead time for the booking. You can see here, this is a perfect example in Bendigo, Victoria, of the increase in the GDS business within that regional city. It's very, very big. So just because you're in a regional property doesn't mean GDS is not important to your business. If you join the GDS, how do you spread the word that I'm now listed on it? Well, first and foremost, being just hosted on a GDS system is not a silver bullet. It is not that you join, you go live, and you turn on a tap. There are other initiatives, marketing initiatives, that hotels and motels should consider. Should I join a hotel consortium and travel management program? Well, that depends on a few things, including the competitors in your town or city and the TMC bookings in that location. Consortia and TMCs, travel management companies, will help drive growth, average daily rate, occupancy, and incremental sales. Business travellers tend to be recurring guests. Many people who will stay at your hotel will keep coming back there because they have very specific needs to come back to your town or city. That could be they're involved in a government health department and need to regularly visit doctors and hospitals. They will also help you access new clients and increase chances to get into corporate requests for proposals. Affiliating with a travel management company and consortium will give you a full calendar year of enhanced exposure to booking agents and their clients globally, ensuring you stand out amongst your competition. How are your rates displayed? In general, a consortia company will display rates in the following order. If there are negotiated rates for a particular office for that travel agency group, they will appear for that agency at the top of the list. Then they will have their consortia rates displayed. If there are no negotiated rates, the consortia rates will be at the top. The consortia rates, again, may be a slightly lower rate or may well include bonus offers such as room upgrades. Public rates. BAR rates. The public rates are only available if the corporation, the company using the travel agent, allows it in their travel policy, and if the corporate consortia rate is not available. So just because you're not displaying negotiated or consortia rates doesn't mean you won't get bookings. How does a GDS listed hotel or motel know which of the travel management companies and consortia they should join based on their city and location? In this example, we're dealing with Wellington in New Zealand. And these numbers here are what transpired in 2017. You can see the largest, we can get this report for you at any time as a hotel. There's a worldwide independent travel network known as WIN, and they produced 52,000 room nights in Wellington in 2017. Excuse me, the Flight Centre Group, CCRA, an American company, ABC Global Services, Carlson Wagonlit, American Express. You can see, so which ones would you be looking to join? We can provide information to you, but you would certainly, if you are in an Australian or New Zealand hotel, you would really be very well advised to consider becoming a member of the Flight Centre Preferred Program. How much, I'll just go back to this slide. In terms of joining these programs, my conversations with hotels and motels is often along the lines of to review where you spent your marketing dollars in the previous 12 months. Review what of those marketing initiatives were measurable and review what the expense was. Because if you redirect some of that marketing spend from last year, in other words, don't spend more, but redirect that spend, you can then have a definitive return on investment, ROI, on what production you receive after you join one of these programs. We're often asked, how much does GDS cost and how long does it take to get started? This can vary from system to system, but we use STAAH GDS as a guide. STAAH GDS, we partner with Synexus. There is always a setup fee of USD $300. It's a one-time fee. Most of the other systems also charge a joining fee. It takes time and other human resources to be listed on the GDS host and then connected to all the GDS systems. This includes an audit to ensure your listing details will be 100% effective and productive before we go live. The setup, depending on a number of components, will take 4 to 6 weeks. So you can't just sign up today and be live on the GDS tomorrow, but the STAAH GDS team take you through all that process and keep you updated as the weeks transpire and what is happening with the going live progress. There is a monthly system fee. The STAAH GDS is USD $53 per month. However, it is vital to remember that $10 per month of that, it includes support, all support, your IATA and travel port fees, which are paid annually, and we split them over the 12 months. Image loading, key element here, image hosting and room descriptions, and also loading negotiated rates. On face value, there may be some GDS hosts who appear cheaper per month, but the reality is it is doubtful they are including image loading, hosting, room descriptions, and loading the negotiated rates for you for that fee. The STAAH GDS fee includes all of those elements. Excuse me. Transaction fees. They are $12.50 US per booking. These are fees per booking. The USD $12.50 applies whether the booking is for one night or multiple nights. So if there was a 3-night booking, you still are only paying $12.50 US for the whole booking. Hotels and motels need to be careful about systems that will charge a percentage of each booking, because on face value it may look cheap, but the reality is if a percentage is applied across multiple nights and a longer term stay could be 2 weeks, then what you will pay as that fee can be quite expensive. Excuse me. When dealing with the GDS, there are terms that are commonly used. Get your listing details correct and complete by having loaded what's called rate access codes. RAC is a rate access code and it applies to particular rate types. ALS, we've covered that off. It's the average length of stay. When you're talking to your GDS host and they're talking to you about ADR, they're referring to the average daily rate. BAR, we've covered that off. It's known as the best available rate. NEG in GDS reports refers to identified negotiated rates. When we load negotiated rates, we receive loading instructions from your travel agent, and it talks about PCC, which is a pseudo city code. It is a unique code to allow a single agent to book the negotiated rate. No other agents would be able to book it. And there's also what's called the IATA code, and it is unique to each travel agent. Every travel agent, licensed travel agent, I might add, has an IATA code. All right, so what I'd like to do now is take a pause and allow for anybody to join and ask any questions they may have. Please type in any question you may have. For those, while I'm waiting for any questions, yes, we have Arjun who's on board. For anybody, oh, sorry, I'll just try and open the chat window here. That may be better for you. We have a question here. Can the OTAs take rates from the GDS? The answer to that, I'll type it so everybody should be able to see this. Actually, I think what I'll do is I'll answer these questions verbally. Rob, can you still hear me? Rob Burnell, can you still hear me? Okay, I'll deal with the 2 questions I've got here now. The question is, are there any costs to participate in the Flight Centre Preferred program? The answer is yes. It's around about US $700 per year. And once you're in that program, you receive all the information from them and you're able to respond to requests for proposals. Also, each of the consortia programs have different pricing for their preferred partnership programs. If my email address is john.clune@staah.com.au, it's on the last slide. And if you write to me, I will get that information to you directly. It'll outline all the consortia programs and their varying costs, and we can also deliver to you market information about what consortia are productive in what markets. So your decisions can be quite well analysed, and then you can make your budgeting decisions from there. The other question that has been raised is, can the can the OTAs take the rates from GDS? Normally, no. Expedia have an extended GDS program, and they take the rates from Expedia, but it is extremely limited because you can't load negotiated rates or joint programs via that Expedia GDS listing. Most properties tend to keep their rates, their BAR or public rates, with parity between the GDS and the OTAs. Another question is that there was an understanding that Flight Centre requires a rate of over 25% discount from BAR. That is not correct. Each hotelier gets to choose what their rates will be, and they can have a discussion with Flight Centre's hotel area and discuss what is the best way to provide attractive offers for Flight Centre preferred agencies to write business for them. But it is not required that you offer a discount of 25% from the best available rate. Another question, should the hotel offer a cheaper rate than OTAs to GDS? That's a commercial decision that a hotel makes. I'm not a fan of playing one against the other. You do have costs associated with the GDS, so should you offer a cheaper rate than OTAs to the GDS, I'm not sure you should do that. If you go into joining a consortium program and you want to write more business, I would be looking to provide value-added room upgrades, free breakfast, or things of that nature that will guarantee that the travel agent in that consortium program will book your property in preference to an alternative competitor. But I wouldn't be suggesting that you start to get into a rate war with the OTAs. Okay, any other questions from anybody? Bear in mind this webinar is being recorded and will be, you will be able to receive a copy of it. I do thank everybody for being involved, and here is my email address. I'm more than happy to take any emails, even if you're not with STAAH GDS. The idea of this webinar is to promote our services and what we can do for you, but more than happy to answer any general questions you may have. I'd like to thank everybody for their time. Hopefully it's been informative, and we really appreciate you participating and joining us for the half hour or so this morning. I wish you all well, and thank you for your time. Thank you.